The universal month number is a vibration that is planetary in its influence and is calculated by adding the number of the month, in this case it's a 1 for January, with the year, which would be 2019. So if you add 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9, you get the double-digit number of 13. Then you add the 1 plus the 3, and you get the root number of 4. The 13 is about change, transformation. It is aligned with the divine feminine and is connected to the moon. Our life here on Earth is literally moved by the 13. There are 13 lunar months in a year, 13 full moons, usually about 13 weeks in a season. It is about empowerment through transformation, sometimes as a result of sudden or shocking events. The 13 embodies this transformation in the spiritual realms as well as on the physical plane. This can sometimes shake us up, make us see things in a new way, and cause us to make changes in our lives. Things can happen quickly and unexpectedly with this influence, and it's meant to wake us up. It encourages us to release what is not for our highest good, and this is so that regeneration and renewal can move us into the next phase of our growth. This energy wants us to be true to our authentic self and to let others do the same. And this is where we can empower ourselves and others by accepting that change is an inherent part of the evolution of our consciousness. Just as the moon has her cycles, so do all of us in the continuum of space, time, and form. And this 13 energy encourages the sudden awareness, the purging and the releasing that is necessary to move us out of habitual patterns of thinking and behaving, maybe even complacency, stagnation, and limitation, and moves us into this space where we're making space and fertile ground for new growth. And this will be renewed and reinvigorated. In the Tarot, 13 is the Death card. And for some, this causes anxiety or fear and can further validate suspicions about the number 13. But for those of us on the spiritual path, we realize that this can refer to the ending or the death of an old way of thinking or acting or being. So with this potent 13 influence, we can release and regenerate. And this is the stuff of paradigm shift and personal change. And we've been prepared by the energies that have come before now, so we can elegantly step into this transformational time, do our work, and give substance and energy to new ways of being. So much of it is about trust. Trust in ourselves, trust in the all that is, trust in God, trusting the divine to move and inform us so we can learn to transcend the impulses of the mind that wants to be in control and can get us stuck in looping thoughts of fear, anger, sadness, and pain, constricting our breath, our body, and our flow. And it's not that these aren't important emotions that can teach and guide us. It's when we get consumed by them and we fall out of present time. We fall away from our heart space. We fall into habit. Then we're not using this powerful information for our highest good. And the 13 can help us see our mental and emotional patterns and support us in releasing outdated ways of interacting with our life experience. We'll be called to renew our relationship to life, awake and aware. And the 13 it's grounded in the knowing that applied effort and grace brings our evolving dreams into form. The 13 is comprised of the number 1 and the number 3. Number 1 represents the vibration of independence, leadership, new beginnings, energy, and light. Number 3 represents creativity, self-expression, and the triad. Together they add up to 4. 1 plus 3 equals 4. And the 4 is associated with the earth her 4 cardinal directions and manifesting the non-physical into form. As we've talked about in prior shows, when we look at electromagnetism, the 1 is thought, which is electrical. The 3 is emotion, which is magnetic. And they combine to create what we experience in our physical reality, which is the 4. Our thoughts and emotions are electromagnetic in nature, and we can often sense these wavelengths as gut feelings or even as repulsions we may have to certain people, places, or things. Particles are drawn to the electromagnetic structures we create with the electricity of thought and the magnetism of emotion, and this has an impact on our energetic anatomy. This creates thought forms and other energetic anomalies that we as a community are clearing and transmuting for our own evolution, as well as in service to the greater good. And this is a large part of our service work to humanity and the planet. 13's root number of 4 is associated with manifestation and the earth. The number 4 desires stability. It wants order. It seeks security. This practical and productive energy helps us take creative spark and concentrate it into form, into manifestation. The 4 appreciates dedication and effort and is a stable energetic influence that will be with us throughout January. With the 13 energy and the 2 upcoming eclipses, it may feel at times like things are coming at us quickly. And this is when we can heed the guidance of the 4 and take some time to make a plan, jot down some lists, or keep the calendar updated. And this is so we can stay grounded and steady. And by doing this, we can feel more confident in letting things flow without getting too hung up on the details and any changes of plans. One of the major themes we see with the 13 is make a plan, but be open to unexpected opportunities and change. So by staying organized and methodical, we're actually freed up in many ways to be open to change, expansion, and possibility. And because the 4 is a capable and productive energy, if you feel motivated to work on something, do it. You will likely get a lot done. And you may go about it in some unusual, out-of-the-box ways with satisfying results. And we want to be open to being out of the box this month. Interestingly, this quirky and unusual quality is another aspect of the 4 that is associated with the planet Uranus. There is a paradox in this energy that can create new opportunities for us if we are open and aware. Now, while this 4 influence will have us focused on work, and of course the New Year momentum will be there as well, there are other energies at play in 2019 that will infuse us with joy and maybe even a bit of distracted energy as well, which I will get into later in the show. So what's beautiful about the 13 with a root of 4 is that we make new discoveries that transform us. This is the 13. Then we take that and manifest it into our lives with the support of the 4. It's really quite amazing.